return on any kind of investment in human capital is in the sales department. We can work on training, we can change our advertising message, we can, help our guys do a better job, we can institute a multiple TO sales process, we can do all these different things that we can make quick changes on the front end of the deal, yet we take our eye off the ball in fixed operations. Massive action is what creates massive results. So get to work. Hey guys, Latif Kadri, the BDG Insider. This one is going out to my friends who are dealers or general managers or executive managers or platform presidents or market presidents or regional managers or whatever your fancy ass title is. All right, here's the deal. I always found this conundrum in the dealership world where you had variable ops and then you had fixed ops, right? So you got the guys selling cars, really kind of, just kind of moving the machine, right? Because nothing happens till the rubber hits the road. But then you've got, your fixed operations, it's fixed, it's going to cover your fixed expense. It's going to, hopefully you have absorption, all these things that we look for when you have, your service department. We break it down and we have benchmarks that we really look for in all of these departments across the board. We look at NADA guidelines. We go to our 20 groups. We try to hit benchmark. We try to hit hallmark. We do all these things, right? And in the sales department, we want a 25% first close. We want a 50% appointment show ratio. We want a 50% close ratio on appointments. We have all these different things that we look for in the variable department. And the minute that somebody falls out of line, whether you're a closer or a team leader or a salesperson or a GSM or a finance guy, you're a finance guy running 300 a car. You're getting clipped quick. You're a finance guy who's not hitting penetration on the dealer service contract. They're getting clipped quick. But then you go into the service department and you got service advisors that are writing, one-line ROs, where they're running an hour per RO and they've been there for 5 years. You got a parts department manager who's got $50,000 in obsolescence, but we're keeping him on board because, we like him. He does a good job. He runs a good wholesale department. But you know what? He's got obsolescence that creeps up every month. And, we keep these guys on board for 5, 10, 15 years. They got a job for life. And so you really got to take a look at your operation. We're quick to move, in the variable department. And the thing is that that's where you could probably see your quickest, return on any kind of investment in human capital is in the sales department. We can work on training, we can change our advertising message, we can, help our guys do a better job, we can institute a multiple TO sales process, we can do all these different things that we can make quick changes on the front end of the deal, yet we take our eye off the ball in fixed operations. We talk about doing a walk around on the sales side of the deal, but when is the last time you got there at the store at the crack of dawn when they're opening the service drive and watching your advisors and watching your service manager or service director, making sure that your advisors are going out there and doing a walk around with your customers, checking tire tread depth, checking the wipers, checking headlights, brake lights, all these basic little things that, I know it's not going to make a ticket all of a sudden a 10-hour ticket, but you know what? You start picking up an extra half hour here, half hour there, and at the end of the month, that 70% on your service sales falls to the bottom line. And we just don't do that. I was guilty of it as an executive manager. I had a service guy that, fed me all this nonsense about why I couldn't get done. And finally, we made a move with the guy and we were able to get what we needed to get, in the drive. He put together a team system in the shop so that we had, an A tech with a B tech and a C tech, so that when we had a job come in, that it was getting attacked every time and was always being overlooked to make sure that we didn't have any returns. We didn't have any people coming back. It was effectively run, and it took making that kind of change. Yet I go to dealerships and I'll sit with a dealer and, we'll go over a financial statement, look for opportunities of improvement, and it always seems to lie, more often than not, in fixed operations, because we know that we're going to write, X number of ROs every month. We've done it for the last 12 months or 18 months, so we have a pretty good track record. Now it's time to start taking it and dialing it down. Why are we missing this opportunity? Are we not doing a proper upsell? Are we not going back? What are we missing? And a lot of times, the fish stinks from the head down. So we really need to take a look at those two positions. Really watch your service managers, really watch your parts managers, stay on top of your obsolescence, special order parts, how long are they sitting on the shelf? Every month, I would do a walkthrough in the parts department and I'd go to those bins and I'd check and see special order parts, how long they've been sitting here. When we placed the order, what was the protocol that we followed to place that order if we're going out and we're getting this part that's cost $12, $13, $15, $1,800, and it's a CP ticket, and we don't even know if the customer's going to be able to pay for it. So these are things you need to make sure that you stay on top of in that fixed operations world. So, at the end of the day, the moral story is if you've got cancer in your store, you need to cut it and move forward. All right? Just because you're a service manager or a parts manager does not give you guaranteed job security for life, because that is the area where you can make some quick returns, have a heavy 70% on the, if you're structured right, if your labor rates are right and your comp is right, 70%, in the service drive should fall to the bottom line. And so really you need to take a look at that. That is the effective way to do it. And if you have any questions, or if you want a little more feedback, or if you want me to give you a second set of eyes, I'd be more than happy to do it. All you got to do is send me a quick message and I'll get right back to you. Okay? Latif Kadri, the BDG Insider, sell like hell. Take care of your business.